going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video and to the channel. So for this video I'm pretty excited because I'm gonna be doing some interior work on my BMW E90 behind me here. I'm gonna be giving the interior a bit of a makeover by changing out some of the trim pieces to something a little bit more OEM, and that'll give the interior a more clean look, because right now I'm kind of not satisfied with how it looks. I've honestly had the same interior setup, the same look, the past like 4 years almost now. So it's been a pretty long time since I've done anything to the trim and the interior of the E90 besides the custom steering wheel, which I did a few months ago. But that's the only thing over the last 4 years I've really changed. So let me go ahead and show you guys exactly what I'm talking about and what I'm gonna be changing out. So taking a look at the inside of the E90 here, you guys can see my trim pieces have been wrapped in sort of a silver carbon fiber wrap. Originally my trim pieces are the wood trim, which is not really, they don't really look that good on a modified car, so I wrapped it silver because I really like the silver look. Just having, you know, silver trim pieces just looks a lot more sporty and just clean overall. I feel like the wood trim is more for luxury, but the silver look is more for like a sporty look, like I said. Now I've had this wrap, this silver carbon fiber wrap, you guys can see there, on these trim pieces for the last, I want to say like 4 years. So it's been a really long time since I wrapped these wood trim pieces in this silver carbon fiber wrap. In addition, I've also had this carbon fiber overlay piece on top of the gear shift panel here for about the same amount of time. This was like one of the first mods, or like one of the first carbon fiber pieces I got for the interior. So yeah, it's been around 4 years since this piece has been on here. In addition, I've also had these carbon fiber console overlay pieces around the climate control and then the radio here. I've had those pieces on the same amount of time, around 4 years, and I got them because like the black finish that's underneath these pieces on just like the stock, the OEM pieces, they tend to peel and like come off very easily and scratch very easily, and that's what they look like underneath these, and it just looks very ugly and not cleaned. So that's why I got these overlays. But as of recently, I kind of been wanting to go back to just the stock OEM black trim piece look with these pieces specifically, and kind of this piece too, but I actually kind of want to go a little bit different route, and I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about in a second here. So yeah, I'm going to be taking off these carbon fiber overlays here on these pieces, these 3 pieces here. I am going to keep this piece, I think, because I do like how this looks. This looks pretty clean here. And as for the silver carbon fiber wrapped wood trim pieces, I am going to be taking these pieces out and replacing it with some actual OEM aluminum silver trim pieces that are from another E90. I got them used off eBay, and I'll show you guys those pieces in a second here. So yeah, I got a whole new silver trim piece kit here for the interior, for all pieces, the door trim pieces there on each door, and then the ones in the back doors, and then this piece here, this long piece here, and then this entire piece here. Got all pieces in actual OEM silver aluminum. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to get all this installed. I think it's going to give the interior a much cleaner OEM look. So yeah, let me show you guys the new pieces now. So here are the new console pieces here for the climate control and the radio. These are OEM pieces, so I believe they have the same exact black finish that scratches easily. So yeah, that's kind of a downside because they'll probably scratch easily, but they do have the OEM look, which is what I'm going for. But I'm going to try to be extra careful not to scratch these or damage these in any way. And then here is the piece I have for the gear shift panel around the gear shift knob. So I decided to go with an Alcantara overlay this time, which I think is going to look pretty clean, but also give it a unique look and not just the regular, you know, black look that originally comes on the panel piece. So yeah, I'm super excited to try this and see how this looks because I've never had an Alcantara piece in any of my BMWs, so that will be the first. Now here is the real OEM aluminum silver trim piece kit. As you guys can see, they're actually like the entire trim piece, not just overlays. Like I said, they're OEM real trim pieces that have the hexagon aluminum look, as you guys can see there. So it's not like the smooth finish, it's that hexagon look. That was actually in my F30 trim pieces. They had the same hexagonal design here in the silver aluminum finish. So yeah, all of the pieces are here. Move that out of the way. See the door pieces here, and then the long piece here that goes along the dash. Like I said, I got this kit here, this trim piece kit, used from eBay. So I got really lucky because this kit here is in pretty good condition. There's not any major damage or scratches or anything. It does have like the usual wear that you could find on a 10-year-old E90, 10-plus-year-old E90, but it's still in really good condition. Like I said, there's just minor little things here and there that you know, show signs of wear, but nothing like that stands out, that's crazy, that's, you know, glaringly obvious that there's damage there. All the pieces look really good. So I got really lucky with this kit because most of the other kits that I saw on eBay had some sort of damage on them somewhere on one of the trim pieces. So this was the only one that I could find, and I got it thankfully in time before somebody else bought it. So yeah, I'm gonna be putting all of these trim pieces in place of my original trim pieces that are in the car here. And then I'm gonna be putting these 3 pieces on as well. And hopefully that'll give the look that I imagine, and it'll come out looking pretty clean and have a nice OEM look on the interior. So yeah, I believe that's everything. So let's go ahead and get started on installing all of these pieces. Alright, so I have removed all of the trim pieces I'm going to replace. So you guys can see all of the trim pieces, and then the 2 pieces that are on the center console there for the climate control and the radio. And I didn't really think about it, but I had to take off the iDrive control knob there. It's just held in by 6 T20 screws. It wasn't really much of a hassle. So yeah, now I have to take out these pieces here because they're like separate pieces. They're just clipped in right there. And then same thing with the whole climate control unit in here. It's like a separate piece, this whole box here. And then the outer trim is like the whole separate piece I'm going to be replacing. So I'm going to be putting these 2 pieces into the new trim pieces over there. And then also I'm going to have to take out this piece here. I believe it's held in by 4 T10 Torx screws here. And then I'm going to have to put this on the new trim piece there. And then lastly, the 2 vents. I'm going to have to take off this center vent here along with that vent over there. This vent already just came out when I was taking off this piece, thankfully, so that was easy. But this one may be a challenge here to get this one off, but it should be very easy to reinstall it back onto the new trim piece. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started with transferring all those pieces So I'm gonna go ahead and start with this piece here. Simply prying apart and then pushing with my finger on the back of it. And there it is, super easy. Now let's go ahead and put it on the new trim piece here. As you can see, here's the new trim piece. Perfect. Looks brand new. Next, I'll go ahead and do the climate control unit here. For this one, I'm using like a tiny flathead screwdriver, because you're gonna have to like pry up on a little clip that is really small, and this is like, this size flathead is what you're gonna need to fit it in between the clips. There we go, I think I've got it. There we go. Got it separated. Now let's go ahead and put this in the new trim piece. There we go. Looking brand new. So next I'm gonna go ahead and take off this piece here. Like I said before, it's held on by 4 T10 Torx screws on all 4 corners. This should come out. And there we go. Got it out. Now the new piece that I'm going to be putting in comes with a piece here also, but it doesn't have the power socket, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove this piece as well in the same way. Go ahead and take that out. There we go. Fit exactly the same way. Perfect. So now that piece should be done. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and remove this center vent piece here so that I can transfer it onto the new piece. So first I noticed there's these 2 10mm nuts that you have to remove, so I already loosened those, so let's go ahead and remove those by hand. Alright, well, I got it just by simply pulling the trim and the vent apart, and eventually all the clips came loose, so wasn't too difficult. Go ahead and put this on here. Now I still gotta get the ignition button unit and the other smaller vent piece over here. There we go. Next I'm gonna take this vent piece that is on the driver's side, go ahead and put it into the silver trim piece that goes on the driver's side. Lastly, I just have the ignition button unit here. Squeeze the 2 clips together and it'll come out just like that. Cut it out. I'll go ahead and put it in the new silver trim piece here. There we go. So now that should be all of the pieces that I needed to transfer over from my old trim set to the new silver trim set. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put all of these new trim pieces into the car. Alright, so I just finished up installing all of the trim pieces. As you guys can see, I got the silver aluminum trim pieces on all of the doors. I got the one on the dash here. And then the main one here in the center where the gear shift knob and the iDrive controller is. There we have no more carbon fiber overlay. Got the OEM black around the climate controls here. And then I have here the Alcantara gear shift panel piece. It looks really clean. I absolutely love how these came out. The interior looks so much cleaner without the carbon fiber there on the climate controls and the gear shift panel. Honestly, just kind of felt out of place there. Around the climate controls and the gear shift panel piece, but this looks so much better. It gives it a more OEM look. Just looks so much cleaner. I am super happy with how this came out. Now the Alcantara piece here is an overlay also, so it just simply sticks on top of the original trim piece underneath, but it isn't doing the best job sticking in place. So I think I'm gonna have to use some more double-sided tape to get it to just stick all the way down, so it seats like completely all the way down. It's kind of like sticking up. There's like a tiny gap there you can kind of see. It's not like horrible, but for me, I have kind of OCD and want it, you know, seated all the way down so there's no gap. So I'll have to fix that later, but in general, it looks really good. I'm super happy I went with the Alcantara and, you know, tried something different rather than just having, you know, just OEM black, which is what I was going to do originally, but I did want to keep it a bit unique still and not just go back to the OEM look with the black finish, and then keeping this carbon fiber piece here on top of the gear shift knob. I think it's just the right amount of carbon. So now taking a look from this side, again, we got the silver trim piece there on the doors, and then this piece here. And then also I wanted to mention with the silver carbon fiber wrap, it really started to bug me because it didn't look authentic, it didn't look OEM. You could tell it was a wrap, and it was like peeling on like the corners. You could tell like it was wrapped like in the corners here, and like if something scratched it or hit it, the wrap would come off and chip off, and you could see the wood trim underneath. So having this real authentic OEM silver trim just looks so much better. It looks like it came from factory with this trim. So yeah, you guys know me at this point. My style of modding is more of an OEM plus look and style with, you know, the pieces I do, the colors I do. So yeah, this interior that I've just done here, this little makeover I've done, just gives the interior exactly that, an OEM plus look and setup. And like I said, I'm absolutely satisfied with how this came out. I think this was the perfect idea to fix the, you know, issues I was having and the things I didn't like about the interior that I've had, you know, the same interior over the last 4 years. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of this little transformation I did here of the interior. Like I said, I honestly think this looks perfect now. There's really nothing I can see that I would need to change going forward. Everything is exactly as it should be, in my opinion. At least that's what I think right now. You know, later down the road, maybe in a couple years, I'll change my mind and think, oh, I should do this instead, which tends to usually happen with me. But as of right now, I think it looks great. Again, let me know what you guys think. Alright, so I think that's gonna do it for this video. I don't really have anything else to say, so yeah, thank you guys for watching. As always, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe for more content if you liked what you saw. And feel free to check out my website, inline6auto.com, if you're looking for any aftermarket modifications for your BMW E90 or E92. A lot of the mods I have on my E90 are available on inline6auto.com. And if you guys have any questions about anything, feel free to comment down below the video or DM me on Instagram at E90Hallenby or inline6auto. So yeah, anyway, I will see you guys in the next video.